What is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and welcome back to SpinTires MudRunner. And in today's video, we're going to be simulating a little bit of a scenario here that we haven't really done. We haven't really done much in the way of rescue missions before. So what we're going to do is we're going to attempt to simulate a rescue mission where this 8x8 would have had a disabled engine. Now, keep in mind, this is completely full of fuel, completely full. And by the way, this is one of my favorite 8x8s, the Huntsman Oshkosh 8x8. It's absolutely an awesome rig. So, yes, it could drive out of here. I fully understand that. But it also, in order to fall into the space of this particular scenario, it would basically be a disabled vehicle. So, with that being said, we have two vehicles that we brought along to see what they can do. We've got Brute's Dodge 3500 Cummins, and we've also got Banks's Ram. Wow. I was looking at the Ram, and I was thinking about the Ram, and I completely I said Banks, and then I looked at the Dodge and connected it to the Dodge, and yeah, so that's where I went with it. But no, we've got Banks' F350 King Ranch, and we're going to use both of these trucks and see which one has a little bit of an easier time pulling that thing, if they can also if they can pull it out. And we'll see. We're not going to be using the gooseneck. We're going to have to winch that thing because it's way too big for a gooseneck. There's no freaking way that we're getting that thing on a gooseneck, at least not in my opinion. But let's set off in the F350 and see what it can do. Now, this thing, I'm sure, is going to get there real quick. It's a fast truck. It's fast enough that it's actually usable on a lot of the racetracks. I don't really take it out to the racetracks very often. And the funny thing is, I mean, it's a welding rig. It's a work truck. But Banks usually tunes his trucks to be really fast. I mean, if you guys remember how CCS's trucks were tuned in the original SpinTires, I find Banks's tunes to be pretty similar. Not really necessarily similar in like suspension character and stuff like that, but in terms of power, I find them to be pretty similar to how CCS's trucks were set up in the original SpinTires as opposed to MudRunner, and I feel like he kind of picked up where CCS left off in terms of trucks that had a lot of power and a ton of grip. Come on, let's see how you do through the river. Oh boy, alright, that's getting damaged pretty quick. It made it through, though. It didn't give up, that's for sure, which I'm glad about, because, I mean, if it had given up, that 8x8 would have been out of luck until the Dodge could get there. Alright, so there's the 8x8. So here's my plan with this truck. I want to go around the side, because it seems to have no issue at all getting through this mud. I want to go around the side, and then I want to try to tow it from the front. And, I mean, as you can see, it's pretty well dug in there. I mean, it's definitely not going to be, you know, a simple, easy puller. I mean, it could be, but that's not what I'm expecting. So, what in the... Hold up. Let's go into advanced mode and see... Okay, so never mind. That winch cable doesn't go anywhere near as far down as I thought. So, switch to pull. The engine in that truck is off, which is going to make this pretty freaking interesting. So, if we spool the turbo a little bit and take the parking brake off and we go, we sink. But, if we feather the throttle in first, we'll ever so slightly... Maybe low 1? Yes, the top of low 1 moves it. I don't like where that... Wow, I do not like where that is placed at all. That is putting this truck in a really weird position, and it's completely, like, ruining the truck's capability to grip. It just doesn't really work. I mean, well, it pulls, it works, but it just doesn't work right. Put it that way. Like, dude, the truck is so unbalanced, it needs more weight on the rear, which is normally not what you say about, like, something like this, but... Oh, come on. Are you telling me we're going to get stopped in our tracks by a freaking sapling? Come on, dude. Oh, God. Because of where that... Oh, never mind. You know, I wonder if this thing would do better towing in reverse, because the front winch points, I think, are in the right spots. The rear one's screwed. I've never actually tried to use it like, until now. And then now when I use it, I was like, that's not right. Just not right at all. Are those really... What the... Those are so off. Like, that doesn't make any sense at all. That's ridiculous. I don't know why those are like that. But they need to be, like, that is something that legitimately, like, needs to be fixed. I'm going to grab Brute's truck and see, actually, so wait, that's recallable. This is not, unfortunately. So let's see, how long, out of curiosity, the flatbed, that might be long enough. But at the same time, I don't know if I want to try putting that on the back of a trailer. I just don't, it doesn't seem like a good idea to me. Let's see, exhaust. Oh, that's like an axle dump exhaust. We do hood stack. Yeah, hood stack. And then from there, should be good to go. I mean, we don't really have the option of putting a welder in the back, so I'm going to run with the toolbox. I mean, honestly, this thing, I mean, it's got a toolbox, a high lift, an antenna, I mean, rear window protection. It's pretty well set up to go off-road. I mean, it's got, you know, small, little, tiny steel wheels and, you know, big, beefy off-road mud terrains and, you know, an antenna on the back. This thing is set up like a wilderness truck. I mean, apart from the hood stack is a little, I don't know, a little Instagram truck-ish for a truck like this. I mean, a hood stack on a drag truck, yeah, I get it. I totally get it. But this is not a drag truck. This is a, you know, this is a lifted off-road kind of overland slash exploration slash, I don't know, maybe even hunting truck. And, well, I don't know. This might be a little loud for a hunting truck. Hunting trucks usually, like, you want them to be quiet-ish. So you don't, you know, obviously, so you don't scare stuff away. See if we, I mean, if we put it in high, it's not, that's the thing, is it's not fast. This is not the re-geared truck, though. The re-geared truck is a little bit different, but this particular truck, I didn't want to use the re-geared truck. I wanted to use, like, the normal one, the standard one, and the impression that I get from it, I mean, the impression I'm getting right now is I just wish it would freaking shift into 5th gear. Like, damn! Which it hasn't done yet. Come on! What are you waiting for? An invitation? Like, I mean, it seems like it's got plenty of speed and plenty of RPMs to play with. Should have shifted already. There it goes. It finally shifted, and then it went right back down to 4th and then back down to 3rd. This river's going to be... it shouldn't be that tough. It's going to be slow, though. It's going to be a slow go. This truck does not like mud. For whatever reason, it is not a fan of mud at all. It just doesn't like it. And you kind of have to, like, 2nd gear is about the highest gear, like, at least with this particular one. Not the re-geared one, but this particular truck. Like, anything above 2nd gear, it'll really start to spin and start to dig. It really, really will. I just wish high was faster. I mean, like, if you're going to have a 6-speed truck, make high the equivalent of 4th or 5th, not 3rd. Because I mean, I get what they're trying to do. I get that they're trying to make it like one, you know, feel like 1 gear higher than low 3. I get that. But at the same time, I feel like if you really want to put the power down and you want to actually have some oomph behind that, you know, behind your, you know, have some momentum, that sometimes, you know, you want high range to be a little bit torqueier, a little bit of a higher gear. Yeah, we're going to need low 1, please. Maybe low 2. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go with low 2. So the Ford, I mean, the Ford just kind of, the Ford had terrible winch points. I didn't even know they were like that. I mean, this one, the winch points on this should be fine. I know I've used the winch points on this truck before, and I do not remember them being screwy like the ones on the Ford, so it should be good to go. And, I mean, with this thing's torque and with its grip, it should have no problem pulling that Huntsman 8x8 out of this mud hole. So let's get lined up and see what she can do. Let's reverse 1. Turn back just a little bit. And, well, here we go, low 2. Low 2 works. Well, that'll work. All right. 3, 2, 1. Spool up a little bit and go. Wasn't really much of a launch there. Yo, it's not moving. You're kidding me. It's that freaking sapling again. It's crazy how, like, something so tiny can completely stop you. Dude, I didn't think I would be saying this, but the Ford is better. Oh my god, the Ford pulled it further, and it didn't pull it very far, but it still pulled it further. Like, damn. That's insane. And neither one of them can really pull it out of here fully. Well, maybe that's a little harsh. Maybe we can, well, we're going to release it from the Dodge because the Dodge just kind of said no. The Dodge literally just kind of said, yeah, no, sorry, but I'm not doing this. Like, you can have it. I'm not doing this. And I did not think it was going to say that whatsoever. Not in the least freaking bit. So let's knock this little sapling over so we can drive straight, at least, with the Ford. As long as it doesn't snap back up. Which it did. Boy. Why can we not break that? God, it seems like it should be freaking breakable. But it's not. Not that it's not. It's more along the lines of, like, it refuses to break. But, like, the traction of the Ford in the mud is, like, worlds ahead of the Dodge. It is absolutely worlds ahead, which is the exact opposite of what I thought we'd be dealing with. 100% the exact opposite. So, even though this thing has the screwy winch points, this is what we're using. 100% this is what we're using. Why will you not... Uh-oh, it's actually, like, kind of jumping around and glitching around. That's not right. So even when we run it over, like, dude, even when we run it over, absolutely nothing happens. So that is apparently there to stay. Which, I mean, if it's there to stay, it is what it is. We're going around it. You know, I freaking hate that winch point. I just, it doesn't make sense. We may have to tow it. Yeah, I was going to say, we may have to tow it like that. Oh, it's moving. It's not moving much, but it's moving. Let's go around this way. Whoa, okay. Wow, damn, still no progress. Like, well, very minor. Very, very minor. I mean, in order to get that thing out of here, we would have to tell it to start the engine. And if we're playing by the rules of what we kind of set this scenario up as, technically, neither one of these trucks was able to pull that thing out of the mud, which I did not think would be the case. I thought these would both pull that thing out of the mud without struggling whatsoever. But, dude, that thing is insane. That thing is absolutely ridiculous, and in terms of, like, how heavy it is. And that just, we found the limits of these two trucks. We genuinely found the limits. And, wow, I'm actually I'm more impressed by the weight of that Huntsman than I am with the performance of either of these trucks. But if you guys enjoyed this little challenge video in SpinTires MudRunner, don't forget to click that like button. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe for more. And I'll see y'all next time. Talk to you guys later.